everybody, welcome back to more Immortals of Aveum. Jump back in from where I left off.
I need you to take that portal stone to Selko, Jack. Step
The
to
bad
it.
guy just hopped in to our main base of operation, into our war room, and was just like, hey. And then flops his massive thing right on the table in front of everybody, and just like, hey, well, what you gonna do? And so they want us to surrender. And our pretty much king is gonna be like, wanna know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna set up a trap after the biggest, most buffest lady I've ever seen in my life. Hit him with attack direct on, and it did nothing.
I don't think I have a spell for that.
So, I want to know what's gonna happen. Doesn't seem like it's gonna be good. Okay, where is this going? To you, Captain.
So, Kirkin didn't say what that thing does.
Probably better you don't know, sir,
Is it though?
if you got captured.
Sure. It's just, if I knew the whole plan, it could be helpful, since I'm like, part of the plan. Am I right?
You have a point.
Very true.
You aren't going to tell me, are you?
Nope.
Great. See you around, Captain.
Okay. So go back to them now?
Kirkin's asking for an update.
I delivered the portal stone to Captain Selko. What's next?
Rendezvous with the rest of us at Nocia. Our parley with Sandrak is imminent.
Parlay.
What?
Never heard anyone actually use that word.
It's the nerves.
Uh-huh. See you soon.
Parlay. I mean, it's an actual word. It says that's an anchor point. Why can't I anchor to it? Nice. Oh, does all this stuff come back? Actually, I know where there's stuff to get. Bam. Go on up. That's a lot easier than what I was doing. But, bam. Now run. Made it. Okay, let's get rid of this junk. God. Back up. Nice. Ah, and that's how I get across to there. Okay, good. Let's go. Okay. So there's gonna be another thing to get around here. I like the open worldness of this. It's not bad, honestly. It's interesting. The game, where'd it go? I know it goes by this tree, so I'm gonna knock it out by this tree. Ouch, I stepped in it. Dude, these things fly around so quickly. Did I get it? I did not. Okay. I feel like I spend most of the time looking at these red things and where they're gonna be. How did I miss that? How did I miss that? As soon as I see it pop in front, just pull the trigger. God. God. Okay, I see a chest over there. Oh, there it is. Oh, God. Like an actual boss. This thing's cool. You're dead. Whoa. You missed. Now you're done. Cool. Okay. Get out of here. Okay, let's see what's in this chest over here then. It's gonna be something. It's just gonna be gold. I know. Still. Nice. And red essence. Not bad. So it's over here pointless. I see. And there's nothing I can do over here. Nope. Okay, gotta go back. Can I even go back across this? No, but I can jump down here. Interesting. It's interesting that the gate closed. Now the ship? Okay. I've already been all throughout here, so I don't need to be back. And the red crystals are just stuff to get upgrades, yeah. Oh man. Nice. That one had 2. Interesting. This is gonna be gold, not health, but that's fine. Okay. Now I can come over here. $10,000 gold. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, let's continue. So it's good to see that these things come back. Another arena. This guy gonna pull the bridge again? Oh god. Nice. Okay. Fighting's not that difficult, I guess. There's a lot of them. I'm having lots of fun with this. Gray Veil. Neat. Oh, so I could have just teleported. What the heck is that? Out of my way, my guy. I hate you. So yeah, there's a lot of this stuff here. Oh, right here. That's one dead. That's 2 dead. Yeah, Dad. Nice. Okay. Red chest up there. Barrel right there. Which does practically nothing for me. The main thing is that. Oh, there it is. Oh, are you serious? I thought I had that. Got it that time. And I 20 red essence. That's actually really good. Anything up here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Looks like there's a portal over there. Can't get to it, but there's also a thing. Look at that. Don't want to lift this. Meet Kirkin in Nokia. I'm gonna be like, there's no way again. This is happening. Okay. Ah, okay, cool. This is the place I was talking about. There's a chest down there. Haven shear. This one looks pretty small. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. So the more I do, the more that's gonna show up, because 3 is a lot. Where am I gonna show up? These things have like homing missiles. You know, I gotta check my gear because I think I might have better ones. No. 2? But it does better damage. I could try it. I could try this. Now I have lots of rings. No, no. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have determined that was absolute garbage. That was absolutely the worst thing ever. I could try that one, but no. Okay, this one's a little better. Made it. Dude, that thing's flying. That thing is... Stuff spawned up. Okay, that one was actually pretty good. These things are annoying. This thing is flying around way too quickly. Okay, I need to find a better location to do that. It's getting lost behind all the trees. Stop. Did I hit that one? Yes, I did. Don't know how to do it. Oh, but there's a red chest right here. Corrosive ring. Is that 2 of them? Does that mean it comes up here? Does it come down here? It looks like it went through me. Let's find out. It's literally just taunting. I see something shining over there. Whatever. Ah. Text log. Okay, I'm leaving. That thing can stay there. For all I care. The red ones are just difficult. I hear another one.
That's no Sia up ahead. Game face, Jack.
Okay. I can't wait till I can use those things.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god. What the heck are you? Dang, what was that? There's another red one, look at that. Where'd it go? Oh my gosh. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. No Sia. No Saya.
Can I call dibs?
Not the time, Jack.
So, what's the plan?
To know, this all feels a bit improvisational, if I'm being honest.
Oh man. Dude, there's no way. There's 3 of them. And that guy's massive.
Bring no banner.
Didn't feel the need.
I held a small hope you might see reason. Yet you remain the same Kirkin that made me abandon the Immortals years ago. Obsessed with victory, stranger to compromise. Your eye ever bent towards the world's ruin.
And you just want to save it.
I can. With this. Its mastery over the fonts means I can end the war.
You mean win the war? By turning the rest of us defenseless?
In our every meeting, a yipping pup.
Jack's right, though. You're not worthy of that power, Sandrak. Your airships bombed the free cities of the East and then wonder why they resist you now? The last order that surrendered to Rasharn, you burned their ambassadors alive. If my eye is ever bent towards the world's ruin, it's because I'm trying to stop the man causing so much of it.
Please. Don't make me do this.
Captain Selko. You went mad. You didn't abandon us. You were exiled. And I'm still paying the price for not killing you.
Remember, this blood is on your hands.
What did you expect to happen?
It's the wound!
He's moving it!
We have to go! Now! Fall back!
What did you expect to happen? Back at home?
Devin.
Jack, glad you're on your feet. That could have been so much worse. Took ages, but Zendara was finally able to dig you out of the rubble.
Oh, no, not her. I rather would have died. I'm never living that down.
Nope. Never.
How many did we lose?
Considering Sandrak just dropped a city into the wound, surprisingly few. But enough to have made his point. Kirkin's left for Lavenry to talk with the king. He wants a full surrender after Nocia. There's even talk that Kirkin's emergency powers may be rescinded.
So who's in charge?
Zendara. And I'll warn you, she's in a bit of a mood.
Kind of on brand for her.
I heard that.
Whoops.
Meet us in the war chamber, Jack. We've come to the conclusion that we're in desperate need of a plan.
That is such terrible news. Okay, so talents. Melee, corrosion. Increase the fire rate. Missile apply stack decay. Your shield is hit when your shield is hit. Alright. Melee is decay. Additional limpet. I think the shield break is really good. I think this is the shield break, right? Increase the damage. Yep. Shield break is amazing. I need 2 for that. Your shield explodes when it breaks. Using the healing crystal resets your shield's cooldown. Enemies are knocked back when they attack your shield. Increase the health of your shield. Increase Dominion mana regen. Okay. Oh, I wanted to read the stuff. Enemies. Gestalt are hostile magical entities formed when a large group of magni of a certain color meet a particularly gruesome end around the same time. Battlefields that have suffered heavy artillery strikes are often later haunted by the Gestalts of the dead. A green Magnus can use life magic to teleport, regenerate allies, and drain an enemy's life within storm shards. They should always be considered a high priority target. Commanders are a class of Risharnian soldiers that are more powerful than their normal counterparts. They have unique attacks and defense, but should be dealt with quickly. Leylodons. The working theory is that Leylodons, those weird corruption worm things, were once healthy ley lines. That they've been warped from exposure to the depleted magic and the collective unconscious horror of the Everwar. That sounds a bit much, but the main thing is that they nest in patches of corruption. They're terrible, and it's part of my job to exterminate them. Sandrak commands the entire army of Rasharn and is hellbent on conquering Lucium, and then all of Aveum. Ever since I was a kid, he's been our most feared enemy, and he turns out to be one of immortal. Great. Binding Stone of Thradakul is a powerful ancient artifact that Sandrak somehow got his hands on. He can use it to absorb the great fonts, conduits that bring magic from the Shrouded Realm into our world. If he absorbs all the fonts, Kirkin thinks Sandrak can control all magic in Aveum, then it's game over. With a Disrupt Totem, I can stun enemies quickly, and if at the right time, I can backfire their spells in the middle of casting. Handy. Constructs are magical automatons that can be bound and controlled using a control crystal. They serve various purposes in the Everwar, from carrying supplies to assisting in battle. They can also be attuned to perform specific tasks, such as opening wards. Torrent shoot out a powerful missile that will home in on their targets. Great for fast-moving or tough enemies. I hope I get back on your feet soon. After witnessing Sandrak's power, it occurred to me that you might want to rest a bit more and seek ways to increase your own. Shroudfanes are a good source of gear, new spells, and other boosts. You could seek out in between or more dire missions. The once powerful village of Crownsgate, now war-torn at the rest of Lucium, holds two Shroudfanes. The first sits near the entrance of Thavian's Point, covered in corrupted magic. The second, also hidden by corruption, is on the plateau reached by riding a ley line. You can ride ley lines? Near the bustling marketplace of Greyville Plaza, there lay two Shroudfanes. The first is above the road from Lordsfell and Greyville, behind the Animate Glyph. The second hides somewhere in the middle of the market itself, under a sculpture that is rumored to be also a puzzle of sorts. Lordsfell, the western province of Lucium, contains two Shroudfanes. The easiest to find directly along the main road to Greyville, the other is beyond a ward high above the Lordsfell fort. It has come to CGHQ's attention that several occasions you have requested to open the gate to the Pale Forest, so that you might partake in your midday constitutional. Furthermore, in recent weeks, you have attempted to open the gate yourself by throwing rocks at its crystal mechanism. To reiterate your mission briefing, the Pale Forest is a dangerous place, even for well-trained Magni. Under no circumstances will you be allowed to take in the air of the Pale Forest during your leisure time. Consider this memo their final answer to any future requests you may have. The Ravaged Land of Yilthium holds one known Shroudfane. It resides a ward just outside of the Temple of Yilthium. Okay. One of the southernmost regions of Lucium, Havenshire is a little more than a twisty canyon path on the road to Nocia. You can find some great views straight down into the wound around here. Brings back memories of Saren. These things are enchanted to override the magic of portals in their vicinity. Instead of going where those portals normally send you, you end up going to whatever pentic coordinates the Magnus put into the stone. Aveum is connected to an otherworldly dimension called the Shrouded Realm, the source of magic home to the living Pentasod. It's where the ley lines come from and where the great fonts actually exist when Sandrak's not pulling them out and absorbing them. There is no one left in Gnosia anymore. Sandrak used the power of the Binding Stone to actually shift the wound around it. The resulting quake tore down most of what was already crumbling city. The Pale Forest is Lucium's largest and oldest forest, and home to one of the ancient ley line towers. In recent years, it's been heavily deforested and in order to make the war materials, another casualty of the Everwar. Small villages just outside the Pale Forest, like most of Lucium, it's been locked down, with most of the villagers either fleeing or hiding behind closed doors. Dang, look at all those. Okay, time to go to the war room. And now we know that guy can just enter whenever he wants. Whoops. Still can't do anything with that. Yeah, that guy can literally teleport into that room whenever he pleases, which is kind of nuts. Actually, there's a thing right here. This is what I have in it. No, it's not. Dang it. I did the wrong thing. Hold to deconstruct. This thing sucked. You don't want that. I'll get rid of this, why not? This one's just better. Okay, don't want this. And that one's fine to leave as well. I think this level 9 is great, actually. Fury damage. Actually, the corrosive ring sounds pretty good. Melee damage. I'm barely doing melee. Okay, and then I'll have to go through my stuff. Oh, it does that. I see. Let's do this first. So, limpet duration, green dominion mana, green magic power. I think this one is just better. Okay. Let's go to the war room. I'm assuming that's going to be the end of the chapter. And I did everything I wanted to. So cutscene, let's go.
Kirkin may be gone, but our job's still the same. Eliminating Sandrak and his hold over the fonts.
There are 5, right? He can't have them all yet. We may not know what the Binding Stone does, or how Sandrak uses it, but we can try and keep him away from the rest if all of us just... What?
The fonts are hidden from us, Jack. Invisible. Buried in the liminal spaces where the borders between Aveum and the Shrouded Realm are weakest.
We only know the location of 2. The Palathon is actually built around one, and the other is in the Tower of Masks in Risharn.
Which means Sandrak's already used the Binding Stone to absorb its power.
We have to assume he has.
Technically, we now know the location of 3 fonts, but the one in the Pale Forest is, well, you saw what happened to it.
So that leaves the last 2, and only Sandrak knows where they are. Fine. Pin that. We concentrate on the Binding Stone instead. We know where that is. We just need to learn how to shut it off. And fast.
Not necessarily. According to my research, a Thradda cult takes a huge toll on its possessor. Sandrak will have to rest before doing another stunt like that. We may have a little time.
Which leads us to former Grand Magnus, Thaddeus. Kirkin's predecessor, now in exile. The oldest of us that still lives. By all accounts, he was an expert on Aristea. If there's a weakness to the very Aristean Binding Stone, he'll know about it. In theory.
Sticky wicket, the situation with Thaddeus.
That's not important.
Kind of feels like it is.
What Zendara means to say is it doesn't matter that Thaddeus hates the Immortals and everything we stand for, because you'll undoubtedly figure out a way to convince him to help us. And a bonus potential setback, because the universe is cruel. Like the remaining fonts, we also don't know where Thaddeus is.
His last known location was the Sky Islands of Oramin, digging through the archives at the Library of Akoth.
Okay, then what are we waiting for? I go to Oramin, make nice with a friendly librarian.
Actually getting to Oramin is difficult, Initiate. You're gonna need to learn how to ride a ley line. Devin, you're running support.
Oh,
Walk Jack through what he needs to do to get airborne.
it's rather cool.
Ready when you are, Jack.
Okay, so I'm gonna end that there. Actually, no, I'm gonna read. I just got a couple more things. I don't really know anything about Akoth outside of it being the leftover stronghold of Ormin's vanished Magni Order. The Order of Sand and Remembrance was made up of monastic scholar warriors, so a fortress library tracks. It's situated on a floating island accessible only by ley lines. That's cool. The Immortals were once led by a guy named Thaddeus, Kirkin's predecessor and as Grand Magnus. He left the Order for reasons no one wants to talk about. Curious, Zendara says he's a bit of a specialist on Aristea and may know a thing or two about the Binding Stone. If our intel is right, I'll be able to find him at the Library of Akoth in the Orman. West of Lucium is the Kingdom of Orman, a fantastical stretch of sky islands that I've only read about. Around 20 years ago, the Oramic withdrew from the war, their Magni order taking a stance of neutrality before fading from view entirely. Sandrak has used their kingdom as a staging ground for their airship raids on the Lucian border ever since. Dang. So it's like us against the world. That's nuts. But okay, so thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please consider following. If you want to see more, go to my YouTube channel, Spiritu Zombo, where you'll be able to see the rest of this and anything else I've played. If you don't see anything you like, please consider commenting or private messaging me over here. If there's something you want to see, and I'll get to those games as soon as possible. So thank you very much for watching. If I don't see you again, have a wonderful evening, and good night.